Hello, everybody. I'm Mirowood. As I mentioned, I'm a new runner. The only time I've honestly done this before this point is I did a couple runs during COVID, and it let slip that I did this. And I'm here learning a new game. So I'm going to try my best to do this. Thankfully, I have some support here from Toronite, who had an astounding Pokemon trading card game run earlier today. What were you, like 2 minutes off your PB for that run?
It was a couple of minutes, but the important thing is that we confirmed that it was a marathon timed world record. So
yeah, that's
hey, look, it's a microcosm of what has been a fantastic day of speedrun, and I'm sure you're also gonna keep the ball rolling with some more wonderful speedruns.
Well, I'm certainly going to try my best. Bear in mind, in advance, I am nowhere near world record time, or even I could beat this in a little bit over an hour. That's not amazing, but I'm trying my best. So
that's the important thing.
Here we go. Anyway, whoops, not like that. So, Wario Land 4 is basically the game that walked before Pizza Run could run. And my God, does he run. So...
Let us know when we can start the timer and we can get going.
Okay, timer will start as soon as I clear the Actually, I have a file open here. The moment I hit normal, and it will be time. So, in 3, 2, 1, we're in. But of course, we can't see any cutscenes. That takes up way too much time. We're just going to get right into it. We'll start off with the Hall of Hieroglyphics, which is your tutorial stage, where it basically shows you that Wario can do everything that Mario can do, just a bit more hands-on.
One thing I absolutely love about the Wario Land series is just kind of how out there it is with some of the level designs and the art style that has kind of gone. It's very, very different from your traditional Mario platformer.
Yeah. Especially as you can start to see some of the background elements that you get to see more in like the WarioWare series here. This is where it all starts. Especially those hieroglyphs in the background, like this one that shows me how to throw things. Just a little bit, starts getting a bit more wacky here. And also...
I never realized that looked like Mr. Game & Watch.
Yeah, it does. And typically that was supposed to be a practice run of me bouncing off of things. I'm not quite there right now. Hopefully I'll get better. Toss over here. And the key thing is trying to get some speed going and maintaining it. Because Wario handles like an automatic, is not an automatic vehicle. He is definitely a manual. You must shift up with him as you move. All right, coming up to a couple of blocks here. There is a way to get off that ladder a little bit faster and drop down. I don't know that yet. So I'm just gonna try my best to get over here. Hit this frog switch. Every single level ends with one of these frog switches, and whenever you do, the nature of the level changes in a drastic way. But you don't really see it here. It's going to become very apparent as the next level. Though that is preceded by a boss. Spoiled Rod, who looks completely harmless. And for the most part, it's mostly harmless, except for the face it makes at you.
It's been a hot minute since I've seen a run of this game. Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
I forgot about that face. It's kind of cute.
Okay.
If you really
For right now, it's cute. For right now, it's cute. I let turn around. This is a mistake. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. It's still pretty cute.
In that grotesque kind of way. Oh, okay. I almost reached for the one button because I was expecting to split.
Well, I've done that in marathon runs before where I just finish a split and I just think, like, wait a minute, where's my foot pedal? And I just realized, wait, it's not with me. We've all been there.
So anyways, in this game, you can play the levels in any order that you like. There are 4 different passages to splinter off from the main. This is the Sapphire passage, which features the most difficult stages of the game, hence the reason why we're doing them first. This one, in particular, is quite maddening because of that ghost you see in the background. There's going to be a key that I get at the end, and if that ghost runs into me, it steals the key back. So I'm just going to do a couple of basic slides here. Going to attempt to do a minion bounce again at this point. If I do it right, I can toss him in the air, jump off of him, and get to this door. That is going to be a trick that I'm going to be attempting to do throughout the run in order to save all kinds of time. Actually, it's been forever since I made that jump. That was awesome. Okay. All right, so there's 3 ways to handle this room. First, I'm going to attempt this minion jump. Once again, the minion jump. There we are. Slide through here. As I'm going, I'm trying to get 4 pieces of the treasure here. These are used in order to open up the doors to get to the later levels. In terms of the routing, I'm playing on normal, so most of these aren't too hard to access. Oh, come on. Got some speed. Just gonna do it the regular way. All right.
So I noticed you actually had mentioned that you're doing this on normal, and I did notice at the start that there's also hard difficulty. What changes?
The changes in hard difficulty are they shuffle up where all of the treasure pieces are, and also the ghost. All right, got through here. On my way to the second piece of the level. Right around here and up. There isn't a ton of RNG in this game. However, it certainly feels like that ghost is RNG. All right. Now, at this point, from my testing, if I lose the key here, it's fine because he drifts back this way. You can pick him up on the way over as you move up.
Nice recovery.
Yep. A little bit quieter on the stages because this is honestly 75% of my runs end at this level. Just because of all the things that can go wrong here. Also, I didn't know about this passage until I started running this.
That's really the cool thing about speedrunning is that you may know a game casually, extensively, but when you start to pick up the speedrun version of it, that's where you really start to discover a lot of the secrets of games that you wouldn't even think about.
I've learned so much just by trying to pick this up. And also, for the record, I used to run the other Wario Land games in the series, particularly 1 and 2. I actually picked up this game 2 months before this convention.
Oh, wow.
So I'm...
Great.
It's the reason why there's going to be some bunks. It's going to be a little rusty. I'm doing my best.
Hey, that's all we could ask for. And hey, so far this has been a really, really good run.
All right. Now for the Arabian Nights level, let me see if I can get this trick. If I can bounce off it. Nope. Oh, well. If you get enough speed, you can bounce off of those 2 beetles there. Get up a little bit faster. Mostly. The key thing in this game is just maintaining momentum any way that you can get it. All right, so for this one, I'm going to try, when I get to the top here, to try to get this carpet to stick on this platform over to the right. Just going to cruise on over so that I can use it. So I want to be on this right-hand side. I go up here. All right. So one of the things that is present in all the Wario Land games, or at least starting from 2, is that Wario in those games was effectively immortal. But instead of actually taking damage, he'd be affected by various things. So he's allergic to bees. He can be bit by this bat and turned into a vampire, which he used to get up here.
That's probably been my absolute favorite staple in a lot of the Wario Land games. Just the fact that Wario can just shapeshift like that.
Just adds like an extra level of wackiness that you kind of need for this game.
I remember thinking Wario Land 2 where he can just transform into like a giant like wrecking ball or a rolling ball that just goes through the entire stage. I remember, and that was like, maybe my favorite
I think that
transformation.
That might have been 3.
You may be right.
Yeah. But I do know, like, there is a couple infamous ones like that. Like, there's the one where he becomes drunk, maybe. After getting tossed in the Japanese version, there's enemies that throw little pints of beer at you. Wario is a lightweight.
That may be the only instance you can ever say that about Wario.
Yes. Not sure why there's a sewer level underneath the Arabian Nights stage, but it doesn't take too long to get through that. And we are almost back to the teleporter again for what is going to be another one of the most scary stages in the entire game. The Fiery Cavern. This is where damage boosts come into play. And I was kind of a little bit too close. Just dash directly into that, because why not? So, yeah, Wario is not immortal in this game. I have to pay very close to his health meter. And there are a lot of moments where I have to probably make some detours just to make sure I have enough health to get through this. I think I have a pretty good cycle here. I should be able to dip around the corner here. Let's see, maintain speed here. I can catch this one. Stop him.
Ooh, nice damage.
This, yeah. Not by this one. I can just kind of dash it. Nope. If you're moving fast enough, you can just damage boost through all three of those.
Yeah, for anyone sort of wondering what we refer to by damage boosting, so if you notice, Wario, every time Wario takes damage, you kind of see him flashing for a couple of seconds, and in that state, Wario is essentially invincible. He gets what we call iframes or invincibility frames, and that's a pretty common speed tech, is be able to just go through a lot of these kind of terrains, and sometimes we have to wait on and even lose a little bit of time if we're trying to play safe, but if we take damage...
Sorry to interrupt, but now for the biggest transition in the entire game. All of a sudden, Ice Cavern.
Oh yeah, absolutely. As is the laws of nature, of course. But yeah, sometimes when we taking damage is actually optimal in a speed run, just because it allows us to traverse and get through certain obstacles much quicker than if we have to wait and not take damage.
Now for fun, we're going to see a lot of the snowball. Not so much this stage, but there's another one later that really, really focuses on that mechanic. And it took me forever as a kid to figure out how to get through it, because it's kind of puzzly. Let's see. Whoops. Through that.
So that timer, that is essentially your timer to try to get back to the end of, or to basically finish the level.
Yes. If you don't do that, your health suddenly starts draining, and then actually, I think it's your money starts draining, and whenever you run out of money, you lose. Because, of course, Wario's greedy enough, that would be his reason for being in the stage in the first place. Jeez.
I love how the plot in a lot of these Wario Land, not just Wario Land games, but including the and some of the
WarioWare games.
Yeah,
as well.
WarioWare.
It's just Wario wants to be rich. That's all there is to it.
My favorite probably get-rich-quick scheme from Wario is the one where he hires all of his friends to basically build a video game so he can make all the profits. I think it's one of the more recent WarioWare games.
I think that was just... Was that the first one? Or wait, no. Okay, this one's a little bit special because this is the one stage that I run in reverse. So typically, this is where you would exit the stage. If you do about a minion hop right here, there we
go.
You can go this way. Typically, you have to go through the entire hotel first and then escape through this fire exit on the left by using this enemy over there and turn yourself into a zombie and fall away through the bottom. This is kind of on the slow side, so you can be rerouted to just... Let me see if I can get this minion bounce. Nope. One more try. Okay, do the original plan, which is setting myself on fire. Come on, turn around. Completely denied.
Wow.
What the heck?
I mean, that enemy was really not happy that you grabbed him for that long.
All right, got the key. Now to play the level in reverse, going back down the stairwell. Let's get this first. Yeah. Ducking through this piece. Come back out. Stairwell.
I'm absolutely jamming out to the music of this. So seriously, the Wario Land games have such incredible soundtracks. I honestly recommend any of you checking it out because the soundtracks in this series is absolutely fantastic.
In the next level, the level Toy Block Tower is my personal favorite. So much that I think the developers realized that too when they included it as basically the half of the credits theme.
I'm trying to remember if that's the level I'm thinking of. If so, because I'm not great with remembering the level names in this game, but if it's what I think it is, yeah, no, I'm with you. It is also my favorite level in the entire game.
Okay, I'm going to try this minion bounce here. Bounce off of him and then get enough height in order to get him to get through that block. And timer's going to start. And thankfully, most of the work has already been done for me. In fact, there's a route that I typically would never take involving this room. Which I have to wonder if they thought about the reverse, because you can use this, come on, to fall through the floor, taking you right down to the effectively the main level, or one floor above the main level. Also, got to be careful now. All right. Come on. All right. Now, typically I would dash here, but there are two enemies that will get me if I'm not careful. So, all right.
Slow and steady wins this
Not the
run.
fastest, but
And that was
yeah,
really,
I just don't
good.
want to lose. I mean, I would have lost like a good 2 to 3 minutes if I had died there. All right, let's just make sure. Let's get this cutscene, and we're gonna take a moment to take in this next boss, which is one of the more impressive bits of sprite work I've seen in a GBA game, in my personal opinion. Just this amalgamation that is the cat bat. I don't know if it's cute or what to call this.
Very fluffy.
We'll go with that. So, in faster times, there is a way of timing it so that you can shoulder bash into him the moment that he hits the water. I'm still working on the timing of that, so I am doing the conventional strat, just using these waves to get up there. If you get by those spinies there, you'll get, you're allergic to those, you will get puffy. All right, now for phase 2. We're effectively, it's going to be like a mechanical bull, where I need to get up here, keep bouncing on his head as he shifts around beneath me. Oh, man.
I was almost half expecting like a little rising bump like you see in Looney Tunes cartoons after bumping, ground pounding the head so many times.
All right, keep it up. All right, I'll take it too tight on that.
Nice, beautiful.
All right, now for the toy theme levels in the Topaz package. This is the level that I was saying about the soundtrack that I liked. Oh, man. Okay, so this level's gimmick is using these triangle blocks in order to open up doors. Other than that, it's a fairly conventional level, but it's just the aesthetic on this is wonderful, especially just like my favorite little enemies, these little Warios and toy cars.
Oh, yeah. One thing that I appreciate about it, especially as we see later on in the game, the aesthetics in this game just get even wilder and more imaginative as we progress through the game. And it's very, very different every single level in terms of aesthetics, but they all like look really, really good.
Okay. Set myself blaze one more time. Jumps there. block, thank you. All right. So for this strategy, I'm intentionally not getting the treasure piece here, so I can end up on the opposite side. This allows me to make this path, because I can easily pick it up on the way back around. Commentary for that, but unfortunately I don't have anything. Wrong side. This one has to be like this, and yes, okay. Push so I can get enough. Ah. Thankfully, I've done a lot of setup work for myself already, just because I just need to go this way here. My apologies. Commentary is really not my strong suit.
No, you're good. You're good. Listen, the game's the run itself speaks for itself with just how good it's been so far. Like, Wario Land is such a really interesting game as far as from a speedrunning perspective. It's just the fact that every single level kind of has like its own little mini gimmick to go along with the basic standard platforming, and just the idea. Oh, this is my favorite level in the entire game.
Yes, yes, the big board where you're effectively playing a board game while you're doing the level. So on that tracker there, every time I hit one of those rollers there, progress me further down the track. By the time I hit the frog switch, I will need to get to the end of the track to finish the level, because that's where the key is at the end. So I'm intentionally trying to hit these selectively, because if I hit the wrong ones, there are a couple of Wario transformations that I actively do not want. Like if I had actually hit it there, I'd become a flat Wario, which is not great.
It's very Mario Party-esque. And trying to sort of jump up and get like a certain number, and it doesn't have to be the highest number, it just needs to be like a specific number.
Just hit that jump. Also, part of the reason why I'm not talking as much is I have to maintain a certain level of momentum as I'm going through this, and that requires a decent amount of concentration. And that was the one point in time where I would have wanted to get a Wario transformation there, because I would have a faster route to the top of this shaft here. But coming up with the frog switch, we're about to reach that point where I'm going to have to deal with that tracker directly. What I'm trying to avoid, obviously, is the Warriors here, because they set me on fire, and the lightning bolts, which will do damage to me. Trying to watch closely so I get as many hearts as possible as I am going. That's not going to be good. Jeez. Ooh, nice. I think I have one of 6 here. Followed by number 6 looks good. I believe there is a way to hit the same number twice in quick succession, but I'm not sure what the timing is exactly. Crap.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
so
it has to be exactly it. So wow. I need to get the 1 right there, and okay, good.
There we go.
All right.
Yeah, no, everybody that is watching, this is deceptively difficult, because you not only have to time your jump and to be able to get the number you want, but you also have to do quick math in your head and sort of count ahead and look at the board and figure out in your head and making sure that you're actually calculating the amount of spaces that you want to jump up whenever you're hitting that button. So this is a kind of like a multifaceted thing that you have to do with your with like thinking ahead, like thinking almost 3 steps ahead with that.
Just 2 more screens to go, and then I will be on my way to the next level, which is I think, probably one of the most conventional levels in the game, surprisingly.
Conventional in a Wario Land
In a
game.
Wario Land game, yes.
Conventional being a very subjective word.
So this level here, Doodle Woods. The reason why it's called that is, for one, all these pencils everywhere, but there is an artist in the background who will be sketching you enemies as you get through the stage. This is completely random in terms of what he builds or what he ends up drawing. And you have to adapt on the fly to what he ends up drawing for you, or just move faster than he can actually make them, which is what I'm hoping for, obviously.
The mini Warios on those cars are probably my favorite enemy in this entire game. I can't get enough of these guys.
It's between that and the Chun-Li pigs that are going to start spawning sooner or later here.
Oh, that's right. I forgot they were in this game.
Go. So one of the things I'm always battling with in this game is making sure Wario goes fast, but not quite too fast. Because as soon as I go into a full sprint like that, I am forced to make full jumps. Like, I can't control my jump height if I'm going at max speed. And also, if I try to adjust my direction, he goes into a skidding animation, which obviously you don't want whenever you're trying to, maintain precision platforming like I have to do here. Or does this look more like I don't know, like that What's Opera Doc, Bugs Bunny kind of thing for these pigs? Or do they look more like Chun-Li to you? I'm not really sure. What do you think?
I have to think. I have to think. That's a good question. I actually am not entirely sure. I have to think about that on that one. They remind me of something else, but I just can't quite put my. It's at the tip of my tongue, and I just can't quite put it into words.
Quick climb here. I don't know if I'm feeling the minion bounce this time, so I'm just going to try to do the main way out, which is these pencils here. And that is Doodle Woods. Okay. All right, so the next stage is effectively speed running within Wario Land 4, in that you are racing against some dominoes in the background.
As a Puerto Rican, I absolutely love dominoes.
I actually have no idea how that game even works.
It's really, really fun. It's in a way, it's kind of like a matching game with the little dots that appear on each side of the domino. I can't tell you how many times I've played it growing up in Puerto Rico with my grandparents.
Gotta go for an damage boost here.
Yep, and there we go. That's what I was talking about earlier about the damage boosting, is that, I mean, technically could have tried to do it without getting hit, but it's much faster to get hit and take advantage of those invincibility frames and just go through some of those spikes and advance to the next room.
This is always the scariest one to race against because you have no control whenever you're in sliding. It's just a matter of doing like little hops in order to try to make it for like little bits of time. Oh, I wasn't supposed to double there. Okay.
Now, were you one of those kids growing up like me who would just get a stack of dominoes? Doesn't have to be domino, but just of anything. You just line them up and you just topple one of them and just kind of let them go into a topple into like either a long line or just wanted to see how long it was gonna fall. I was the same with with dominoes. I would just grab like, I don't know, 3 dozen domino pieces and just line them up, topple them over, and just wanted to see how it looks.
Unfortunately, I didn't really have what we ever needed to do that. Honestly, I wasn't really much into Legos whenever I was a kid. I just basically got straight into video gaming, and I had a Game Boy as of whenever I was in kindergarten, basically.
Oh, no way. My first console was a Game Boy Color when I was Game Boy Color and a SNES when I was, and I'm not kidding, 2 years old. So I was video game pilled from almost the moment I was born, literally. Funny enough, I never owned any of the Wario Land games, but I did have a neighbor who owned Wario Land 1 and 2, and I was just absolutely obsessed with like the aesthetics and just the overall look and gameplay of that series.
Whatever I intentionally left behind. Mostly a straight shot up until the last little bit here that's a little bit terrifying in regards to health. Because the spiky enemies that just... I've had a couple runs where they just kind of wedge themselves in this alcove I'm trying to get here. Thankfully, they're being nice this time. Well, kind of like that. Slide. Oh. Really messy, really quick there, but I'm almost out.
Looking good, and
And
nice.
we are. Okay, and now for what can be considered, in most cases, the most harmless boss, but is the most deadly boss in regards to killing your run.
Oh, interesting.
So this is Aerodent. This boss has no way of dealing damage to you. However, he eats up the most amount of time out of any boss in this run. The reason being is his hitbox is the mouse, not the bear.
Oh, I see.
So how this works is I have to flip him over and then have to do precision tackles in order to get him back down to earth. Or I have to do 16 hits without it floating back up. As you can see there, it was just... All right. Oh, come on, don't flip, don't flip. Okay. That was
still pretty
that was
solid.
actually pretty solid.
Yeah, that was still
I've
really
had so many
solid.
times where he's flipped him like 3 times before this. If I can cycle him, that'd be amazing. Oh no. Okay.
You know, getting a 2 cycle is still very, very impressive to do for this fight.
Oh, come on. All right.
There we go.
All right. But he always puts
wow.
the fireball right.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay. Oh, I
And-
hit it. Yeah,
ooh.
just tipped him a little bit too much there. Okay.
That's fine.
I've got it next time. I've
Yeah,
got it
we-
next time.
Yeah, we got that. We're almost to the finish line there. That fireball is just really annoying.
There we are.
There we go.
All right, I'll take a 3 cycle.
Nice recovery.
All right, now on to the factory levels. I consider this one to be one of the easiest ones, but there is one little section that if I mess up, I lose a ton of time, in that you're actually trying to avoid getting flattened. That will be by these pistons coming up. Thankfully, you can just dash through those first couple. But after, on later ones, I have to kind of do some positioning in order to make sure that I'm able to pass by.
Oh, I would have fallen off if I was playing so many times. This is actually really impressive to watch. Is this the one where if those enemies
crap.
hit you, you sort of become like an inflatable balloon?
Not so much in this game. That's all the bees.
Right, right.
Oh, actually, no. There's another enemy in the next level you're going to see who does that. Okay.
Ooh, nice jump getting over to skip that last little treadmill.
Okay. I think I saw what I needed there. I have to make sure the pistons hit the ground at least once, or else I will get flattened there. And it takes a good, like, 30 seconds in order to get to the bottom of that shaft after being flattened.
Oh, wow.
So, let's see, a couple of precision jumps if I can do it. Oh, ah.
Ooh. Good effort, good
Not,
effort.
not too bad, not too bad. That's what the flyer's for. I'm strictly in backup strat territory today.
But anyway, even the backup strips are looking really, really nice so far.
Thank you. I feel sorry for any Wario Land runners in the chat if they exist.
I'm sure that they're very proud of you. Especially with the way you've been able to recover on some of these.
All right, Toxic Landfill. This one also has a pretty banging soundtrack to it, but if I'm moving quick enough, you will not be able to hear any of it. I'm just buying time. Okay, let me see if I can get this one trick I just picked up. If I angle this right, I should be able to just... Nope. Okay, backup strat. You can ground pound this one from up there. Go straight down. This is the intended route of just gaining a ton of weight and just letting your girth do all the work for you. You'll walk it off. It's fine.
See?
There we are.
See, he walked it off and he's back to being his
If only
cute, cuddly, portly self.
Yes. Also, this is one of the classic maze levels. Typically, whenever you do anything at a higher difficulty, where they have there's tons of breakable blocks here, and there's a bunch of treasure chests that are just hidden away, and you have to just smash your way through everything in order to find them. Thankfully, normal has a much more direct route about things. Also, apparently, swimming immediately fixes obesity.
I mean, that's true.
I mean, it's kind
in
of true
real
in real
life
life, too.
Yeah.
I'm always incredibly winded after swimming.
Phenomenal way to do cardio. I mean, have you seen how some of these swimmers look? Like, my God.
Yeah. Also, coming up another shortcut that a lot of people running casually probably don't know about this little section there. Skip through another whole section of headbutts. Also, let's see if he despawned. Yes, he despawned. Okay, here. And here's the other enemy I was talking about that will inflate you.
Ah, there we go. That's,
yeah.
That was the enemy I was thinking of, yes.
All right. So now on to the second ice level, which even considering, you know, the nature of ice levels and how awful they typically are in games, this one, I don't think it's that bad. A little bit of a maze the first time you play it, but as long as you know what slopes to hit, it's not that bad. Ice physics at their finest.
Video game staple.
Get the door, Wario. Okay.
So the currency that we have that you pick up throughout the run, that's really, it really is what it is, just currency for the item chest that we just don't go to at any point during the run.
Mm-hmm. There's really no point in any of the currency. It's just for points. Now, bear in mind that it does track high scores in the game normally, and you do want the diamonds. In fact, there's a whole bunch of like hidden puzzle rooms that give you access to diamonds, but unfortunately, you're not going to see any of those in this run. But whenever I do this for Archipelago, I have to memorize all of those locations as well. And
I did not know that this game was on Archipelago. Wow.
It's not officially supported yet, but it's probably going to be soon.
Oh, nice. I'm an avid Pokemon Emerald Archipelago runner. And it's funny because you mentioned that it's still kind of sort of being worked on and it could officially be an Archipelago soon. Like, it's funny because like one of my other main speedrun games, Spyro 3, is actually sort of in that same boat where it could actually be on Archipelago really soon.
Oh, by the way, for I guess those in the chat who don't know what that is, it's a randomizer. It's a multi-world randomizer where not only is it randomized for one person, everybody's playing different games entirely. So, like for Wario here, I could be walking through this, getting a diamond, but it's not actually a diamond. It could be, I don't know, a shotgun for the Doomslayer or something of that nature.
Yeah, or it could be like a very important HM in a Pokemon game. It's a lot of fun. It's very hectic and very chaotic, especially when you're starting out, but it is overall so much fun, especially when you're doing it with friends. Oh, it's quite the experience.
So much wanted destruction in this chapter. This is another instance of that. And now coming up is going to be one of the actual true pieces of RNG in
Looks like we're getting real close to wrapping up. I mean, Steel City Speedster doesn't just have a lot of great speedrunners, but also a lot of great tech crew.
I gotta agree with you on that.
Or 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. All right.
Okay, so we are back to probably the most annoying level in the game, Pinball Zone, where it's honestly not so much about pinball, it's more like it's a basketball zone, because I have to keep on feeding these little receptacles with these pinballs.
That dragon in the background looks a lot like it's come from like Dragon Tales. I don't know why I just thought of that.
Yeah, the routing on this is very particular. Let's see if I can. Oh, that worked its way back to me. Get in there.
Nice.
Also very cycle-based, and I know I'm off the cycle right now. Oh, come on.
And Curry for 3. Let's go.
Right.
And Curry for 3. Nothing but net.
Right.
There we go. Nice.
I actually can't go that way. Typically, I'm able to dash across those 3 heads there, but just didn't quite have the momentum I needed to do that the first time around. Okay. Do actually have the ball on screen. The only thing I learned from this run also, depending on the direction in which you ground pound, these balls will move in the direction of that you ground pound. So
interesting. I did not know that.
Coming up here, I'm gonna actually push this direction, keep ground pounding, and it just will work on its own. There you go. And then I'm just going to Kobe my way over to that.
Ah, beautiful.
And this one over here. Get in there. Okay.
There's something so satisfying of just getting those balls into those spots.
But it's so much time loss on the stage just because of just how fiddly they are. Wario controls very sensitively. Just like little motions will just will throw things off constantly. Let's see if I should have brought that up with me the first time, but up we go. Denied. Oh, come on.
Where's that basketball going? I'm calling them basketballs. I don't care if the game calls them pinballs. I'm calling them basketballs.
All right. Come on down here. In hindsight, I'm not really sure what the actual fastest routing would be for this section. I probably should have gotten that
Ooh,
the
nice.
first time.
Nice shot there. Oh, boy.
4 more to work with. I'm just going to toss these over here. Just get started.
Oh, I can see why the game gives you 6 minutes
So
for
much
this
time
one.
to do this, yes.
Yeah, oh my god. This is probably like maybe the most involved like backtracking section with the timer on so far in this game, or at least one of.
There's one instance later that I don't know if I can really count it as such, but there's a level where you start with a timer.
Oh. Oh, what fun.
Yes. All right. Another thing is they don't go in unless you're looking at them.
Oh, interesting. Oh, so it's one of those like,
Wait,
if it's out of sight,
hold
out
on.
of mind.
One didn't go in. Back there. Dang it.
Oh, that's actually really annoying. Oh my god. Imagine being a 7-year-old kid playing this for the first time and not knowing that you have to look at them. And you spend 5 minutes walking around the entire level not knowing what to do. It probably would have actually been me when I was a kid.
I mean, I know I've been there at one point in time playing this. In this one, I always intentionally toss to the left first because I'm going to be going the opposite direction because I want to throw the right last because the door will trigger again based off of the seeing the balls actually go in. So it doesn't actually trigger unless you are looking at it as well. Okay.
I'm not looking at stuff for it to actually work in this one particular section of the level. Wow. Nice, nice, very nice.
All right.
There we go. I was worried for a second there you have to go for another set
Another
of like
third set? No.
Okay. Yeah, so I would have been like, oh, like they probably did not think about those poor little kids playing this for the first time in mind.
Okay. Now for one of the easiest bosses in the game, thankfully. Kind of need that after Aerodent from the last chapter. This is Cuckoo Condor, where it's just a matter of baiting it to use its claw, and then just smacking it in the face. Over and over and over again. For at least phase 1.
Now, I know at the start of the run you said that you were going for one of the harder levels first, but as far as like, I guess a quote-unquote consensus casual run-through the game, is this kind of order kind of typical, or is this, I guess, more out of the way because it makes more sense for speedrun routing?
This is the typical order just because there are so many things that could go wrong in Sapphire Passage that you want to do it first.
Right.
I'm intentionally going to be doing the easiest levels last. All right. Struggling with this a little bit more than usual today, unfortunately. There we are. And it's going to be obvious that this level is designed to be played first, because it's just a matter of running to the right and then running to the left.
Oh.
That's all this level is at its base.
Yeah, but we're doing it real fast.
I mean, hopefully I can do it fast enough. Just get a good dash going.
That's a nice respite after everything.
Everything else that's happened before this point.
Yeah.
Also, in the background, I don't know if you can hear it very well, but this is the background track for this is used in the WarioWare games, just as a reference. Okay, hold on. There is a path up there that I don't know how I missed it. It's just not working today. I'll be taking on the way back out. And there's the switch already.
Oh no, 90 seconds. Whatever will you do in those 90 seconds?
Bonking on these things. All right.
See, 90 seconds didn't even need 30.
Yeah.
That's how good you are, Mirowood. Chat, everybody, look at a round of applause for how good Mirowood is.
Thank you. Thank you. That's for a peaceful stroll through the garden. Running at max speed. Just gonna do a basic little minion bounce here. Nothing to worry about here. Oh, try that again. What? Okay. There we are. Going into the root system of this gigantic sunflower coming up here. I'm presuming this is what all flowers look like from the inside.
Oh, this would have been so confusing for me too, trying to figure out as a kid the pathing. At the very least, this is not a section where you have the timer on at all times. Because otherwise, oh boy, it would have been stress city for me.
It's funny how much like having a timer on screen will do just in terms of making things more difficult.
Even on things where you have like an absurdly high amount of time, just to press that timer does, even if it's like by one tiny iota, it gives you a little bit more pressure, but you've been handling this way better than I probably would have.
That said, I wouldn't really consider this to be a really inaccessible game in terms of speedrunning, though. The fact that I was able to, you know, pick up like the amount that I had picked up in like 2 months' time, you know, I don't think it's that bad, right?
Yeah, no, I think that's also the really cool thing about speedrunning is the fact that you look at a lot of the speedrunners, you know, on all these different types of streams and marathons, and you think there's, oh my god, like these people are superhuman with how good they're doing it. Like in reality, like a lot of those games, they're very the skill floor is and the accessibility is very much beginner friendly. It's just that when you know, once you start to discover a lot of the tricks that and glitches and stuff that a game has to offer. And when you start to learning, you'll start to realize that it's actually not as bad or as daunting as one may realize. A lot of it also has to do with the fact that, you know, being able to do enough runs where you kind of already know everything like the back of your hand, and the routing and getting the layouts of all these different levels. It might, like, for example, like if you asked me to do a speedrun of this game, I wouldn't have been able to do it. I don't know the layouts of these levels, but with enough like practice, enough time put in, like you'll be able to just be able to do all of these levels and know where to go. You know, like it's second nature.
It's just a matter of taking that first step to do so, really. Yeah, that's all there really is to it.
I mean, like, I remember I first started speedrunning, or attempted to speedrun in 2021, and it wasn't until, like, 2023 where I really started to get a firm handle on it, and, I mean, I don't consider myself, like, a special
speedrunner. I'm going down this way. Getting distracted because of just the casual talk. My bad. Key's over here, by the way.
Oh, wow. We're good. We're good.
Off we go.
But yeah, one thing I don't consider myself like a particularly special runner or anything, but it's the fact that there's also a lot of these games have such large communities with people that are more than willing to help you take that first step. And a lot of times that's really all it is. It's just taking that first step in learning a speed game, and you'll come to realize how much fun it is to actually be involved in the speedrunning community.
And with that, we're out of Mystic Lake. I didn't even talk about this stage at all. My bad.
No, you're good. I mean, you went through that. They gave you 3 minutes. You still had to go and find a key, and it didn't even take you 45 seconds to actually do it, which is absolutely nuts.
Okay, so this is the last stage before the end here, and it is some of the more strenuous in regards to like speed tech. I can't believe I did that right the first time. You can actually go through this entire section in one dash if you keep your momentum up. I'm impressed that I can do half of it, to be completely honest. But now I'm going to actually try to collect a few of these, just because. Why not? This is the only time where you might distract to do so. And also, this enemy will never figure it out. Oh, he dies every time. There's no way of preventing his death.
You know what? Good effort.
Yes.
Sometimes that's all we can ask out of these enemies. Just good effort. They're not going to win, but at the very least, they're giving it their all.
Okay. Oh. Yeah, these platforms are very tricky to maintain positioning on, just because they sway back and forth like they do. And also, if you stay on for long enough, it changes the momentum involved.
Yeah, the speed of some of these are like, the speed almost seems uneven.
Yes.
Which is very jarring to just even as a viewer to see.
Okay, so there is a trick here that I'm going to try my hardest to do. There is a shortcut at the end of this that requires me to maintain a roll and a very particular frame that I need to jump on. So most likely I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm going to try my best, and hopefully I'll be able to show this off. First, I got to take a little detour to grab this last treasure piece in here, which is one that it took me forever to find as a kid. But, all right, here is the slope. And there's just one little section that I need to get the... I got it!
There we go!
Now, normally, you have to go all the way back to the stage, climbing all the way back up to the top, but this route here conveniently just drops you off right next to the entrance where the key is.
Man.
And there we are.
Nice. Getting very close to the end here.
Now for the easiest boss in the game, which, if I do this right, I could do in one cycle. He will not have a chance to react, but I will need to listen carefully because there is kind of an audio cue that I have to follow for this. And I've already messed it up. Okay. All right, one more try. Just gonna line them up. So there's a lot of frames there where he just kind of stands around. And whenever the leaves stop wiggling, I can keep on landing hits like this over and over again for a quick kill. And one more. All right.
There we go. Nice.
So just for my curiosity, do we know more or less how we're doing time-wise?
I am, this is the last level before the final boss.
Okay, awesome.
Should be... I don't know what my time is for this one offhand, but I think I can get back in about 2.5 minutes from here.
Oh, awesome. Wonderful. Thank you.
This is the level that you're...
Okay, so I failed that, but we get to watch Wario gracefully swim his way upstream.
So majestic.
Maybe. Oh, come on. All right. Maybe not this time. I'm going to try to do the top route one more time, but...
This is the level you were talking about that...
Yeah, that starts with a timer right off the bat. Okay, so let's just take a safer strat here. There we go. Okay.
Shout out to safety strats.
Except when this happens.
Wow.
Oh,
What?
no!
Are you... Wow, that's so unlucky. Wow.
Well, we get to watch me try to do this again. There's a rhythm to this. I can almost do it. Almost there. Ah. Whenever I was doing my practice run this morning, I was able to get that the very first try. But I guess that's just marathon nerds there. Okay. Not this time.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah, please. Go. Leave. We do not want you in the speed run, please.
So this is the typical, let's show all the mechanics of the game one more time levels. If you remember the bubble from its brief appearance in Mystic Lake, where I messed up earlier, this time it actually has a purpose. Just gotta loop around one more time, dodge this one here. Up past the currents. Potentially fall down to get this treasure piece. Have these do some work for me. Carry it all the way up.
Ooh, nice.
Remember the bad from earlier.
We love a good little bad for measure.
Now, so much time could be safe I could make that jump, but no, one more time.
Okay, I don't know.
And that's not a skill thing. That's actually, you cannot do that. And this next screen is going to have a cameo from the those puzzle rooms that I don't do. There's an old man that you basically use as a weapon to get through most of the puzzles, just by tossing him into obstacles, which I'm going to demonstrate here in one moment. If I can... No! All right, I have to reset the room. Okay. All right, just need to... There we go. Toss him through there.
Nice.
Quick jumps.
Ooh, not.
And then it's just one more swim to the conclusion here. Back the way I came, out this way.
There we go. So I'm guessing this is final boss time?
Yeah, it is final boss time.
All right.
Finally.
Did I just say Golden Diva?
Yes, the Golden Diva.
I love it.
It'll be the appearance of a character that I guess is lore relevant right before this boss. Of course, that we don't see at any point beforehand. And
oh, she is a diva. Not sure about the golden part, but she does look like a diva, all right.
and this poor cat.
No, not the
Save
kitty. Wario, stop lifting and save the kitty.
All right, so this entire fight is all about using the items that she gives you to break the fan open. Starting with these faces, and then a bunch of items that are all references to the other bosses you faced up until this point. So that thing looks kind of like the practice boss. If I time this right, I can just dash into the face, launch air dip back into there. There'll be an egg that spawns here. Nope. Okay, one more try on that.
Aw, the little ducky.
Oh, I had to get rid of it. Okay.
And goodbye, ducky.
And the key thing in this fight is this last section. If I do this right, I need to maintain this hammer for as long as possible. So I can use it in order to make myself into Spring Wario over and over and over again and keep on landing hits.
Absolutely love
That
the
was
faces she
very
makes
parried.
throughout this fight.
Oh, crap.
Are the items coming out of the eggs, or anything that coming out of the eggs, that RNG?
No, it is a set pattern.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. I have to toss that out. Yeah. Man.
Nice recovery. Now, will it be time on final hit of the boss?
Time will be on the final hit, which is a pair of lips. You'll know it when you see it. Also, I'm almost dead.
Ooh.
Okay. Okay. She shows her true form. This is 3 hits here. Before the lips. And time is on hit right there.
Yo!
That's time.
Nice. GG.
Ooh.
Underestimate, let's go. Way to do it for your first marathon appearance.
Wait, I'm afraid. What? That was underestimate somehow?
It was
Yeah.
an hour, 6 minutes, and 44 seconds.
Wow.
Really?
Yep.
I would not have guessed that, considering how everything that
Well, you
went wrong in my mind during that entire thing.
I thought it was a very, very good run. Even with the recoveries looked fantastic. It was a fantastic showcase. Loved every second of it.
Beautifully done. Let's give one last round of applause for a fantastic Mirowood. Thank you so much. Y'all, stay tuned because we're going to be right back. We have our closing run. It is going to be Breath of the Wild Blackout Bingo by Katie Shesko, who you may have seen just a little while ago in the Osume stage. So we'll be right back after a short little break.